You want your life to be different, right? But like, what are you doing about it? What are you doing to ensure that your life is actually different? The new year is such a beautiful opportunity to start to become who you want to be, but you cannot keep the same old habits, the same old ways that your old self kept. In order to get from where you are to where you want to be, you need self-discipline. It does not matter what genre of life you're working at, what version of yourself you want to become, it requires self-discipline. Because if it was easy, if it came to you like that, you'd already be there. We wouldn't be sitting here together. And the thing about self-discipline is that in itself is a challenge. It is difficult. A lot of people don't have self-discipline. A lot of people are just so focused on the short-term satisfaction, on that short-term little dopamine fix, that they cannot wait for the long-term gratification, which is what you want. You might not want the body you have today. You might want the body you can have in 90 days, but you keep making choices that support the body you have today and not that different body in 90 days that either has less fat or has more muscle. Self-discipline is a muscle, okay? It is a mental muscle that you need to work on and you need to exercise and you need to fatigue. The first few times you're practicing self-discipline, it is hard. It is the most challenging thing in the world because you're not used to telling yourself no or forcing yourself to do the thing you don't want to do, but you know you need to do it in order to get to where you want to be. For example, let's say something you want to change about yourself is that you no longer want to overeat at night. You don't want to binge on desserts, to have a bunch of snacks and dessert right before you're about to go to sleep. It's going to be really hard to tell yourself no the first few times if you always let yourself do it because it's a habit, because you identify with eating dessert before bed and you don't like that about yourself. You want to change that. And in order to change that, you need to tell yourself no. You need to maybe give yourself a replacement habit. Like, okay, I'm not going to have a snack tonight. I'm going to read before bed. I'm going to do something that makes me happy. I'm going to go on a walk. I'm going to do anything other than that. Usually getting rid of one habit is easier if you replace it with another. But either way, whether you're replacing the habit you want to change or you're just not engaging with that old habit, it's going to be tough and it's going to be uncomfortable. You need to get comfortable being uncomfortable. I love that. I remind people that all the time. Change is uncomfortable. And if you want to stay comfortable, that means you also don't want to change. You want to stay in your old ways. You want to look the way you look now. You don't actually want that dream body. I'm being mean. You need to practice self-discipline, okay? Think in your head, okay, the first 5 to 10 times I tell myself no when I want snacks before bed, it's gonna suck. Your brain's gonna be on fire. It's all you can think about. You feel like you're just like not gonna make it till the morning. But then you do. And you do again and again and again. And you build up that credibility with yourself that, oh, I stick to my word. I say I want to do something and I actually do it for myself. Okay? You need to build that credibility with yourself. You need to practice that self-discipline so that it starts to feel more natural, so that you build other habits, that you're igniting different neural pathways, okay? The next 15 to 20 times you're going to bed, you're not even really fighting the urge to have a snack before it's time to go to bed. At this point, it's starting to become the new you. The new you doesn't have snacks before bed. That's not how you identify. That is not something that is part of your routine. Therefore, it becomes less of a challenge. You're not fighting it the way you used to the first 5 to 10 times. Maybe every now and then you're like, oh, that'd be nice. I've had a long day. But you don't do it. You find something else. You remind yourself of why you're doing it. Okay? You're reminding yourself that I want to look different. I want to feel different. I want to have control over my emotions and not use food to emotionally regulate, which whole topic in itself. People are using drugs and food and any little dopamine hit on our phone we can get so that they don't have to deal with their emotions. Okay? And even if you're not actually dealing with the actual feeling that you're feeling inside your body, the actual stress that's going on, choosing to not eat your feelings or scroll away your feelings or do drugs to just numb yourself, that is such a huge step. And every single time you commit to seeing that through, no matter how uncomfortable it is, you should be so incredibly proud of yourself because that's hard. It's really, really hard to go from one lifestyle to another. Like, it is not always an easy shift. Like, it is sometimes an uphill battle. But you know what happens? You get to the top pretty quickly. You can change these patterns within yourself very, very quickly. It's just the first few times are very uncomfortable. And like I said, you need to be comfortable with feeling uncomfortable, because that is the only way you are going to amount to anything in life. Should your life be a constant struggle? Absolutely not. You are doing life wrong if it is a constant struggle in every area of your life. But you need to be uncomfortable to change. A lot of people are too comfortable. No change. Stagnant. Low-key losers. We are not losers, okay? We commit to doing what we say we're going to do. We build that solid relationship with ourselves, because you wouldn't want to be in a relationship or be friends with someone who is always going back on their word, who can never keep their promises. Like, it's an icky feeling. You're like, oh, that person, like, they either don't respect me, they don't respect themselves. Like, I don't really want to be involved in that. Like, they're unreliable. You need to be able to rely on yourself. It is you and you forever, okay? Self-discipline ties into all of that. You need that first and foremost. Like, that is your foundation for life. When it comes to the actual goals that you want to reach, you need to be very specific with yourself, okay? I've been asking people all week, New Year's resolutions, what are your goals for 2025? And I've gotten so many general answers. And that is such BS. They're all like, oh, I want to be leaner. I want to be healthier. I want to be fitter. I want to get enough sleep. Those are all qualitative goals. And I think they are lovely. And I think they're going to fail. Because in order to succeed at a goal, it needs to be quantifiable. That means you need to be able to measure it out somehow. Like, you need to be able to measure out, is this successful? Is this not successful? Like, qualitative is a good umbrella. All right, figure out, okay, I want to be skinny 2025. I want to feel energized 2025. Underneath that umbrella goal, you need to write out what you're actually going to do and what that actually looks like. Okay, for example, I'll use my personal goal. I want to be leaner in 2025. I want to lose body fat in 2025. Currently, right now, I'm 124 pounds. I do not know my body fat percentage. I do not know my muscle mass composition. I have not had a DEXA scan in a minute. I believe I'm at about like 22% body fat. Don't fact check me on that. We'll find out together later. Saying I want to be leaner and skinnier and more toned in 2025 means absolutely nothing until I also say, which means I'm going to weight train 4 times a week. Really intense sessions, really aligned with functional movement, with my goals. I'm going to be hitting 10K steps every single day, whether that's outside, whether that's on the treadmill. In addition to that weight training and those steps, I'm going to be eating in a calorie deficit every single day, a sustainable one, because this is, we're trying to be sustainable here. I'm going to eat a certain amount of protein every single day. I'm going to get at least 8 hours of sleep every single day. And within that, maybe there's some guidelines I can set that I actually achieve those goals, right? Like, if I need to be eating in a calorie deficit and I'm as busy as I currently am, I need to be meal prepping certain days of the week. I need to adhere to eating sometimes boring meals just so that they are predictable and planned out. It means that I'm not going out to eat out of convenience. And if I'm going out to eat with friends for like an occasion, I have to plan ahead of that, because no matter what's going on in life, I still want to reach my goals. In order to reach your goals, you cannot care. You cannot rely on short-term gratification. We need to focus on long-term gratification, which is actually achieving our goals and not having the ice cream that we really wanted with our friends tonight. You can go with them. You can't have the ice cream. Shoot me, okay? I'm sure there are people out there that say, you can balance it. You can have everything in moderation. And I think depending on your goals, sure, if your goals allow for moderation, do it. My goals, personally, right now they don't really qualify for moderation, okay? I'm going to Europe the first 2 weeks of March. I want to look hot, so I have 2 months to kind of really be on top of my shit. Doesn't really allow a lot of room for moderation. After that, we'll talk. After that, maybe we'll get a little bit more moderate. In order to get to where you want to be, you need a plan. You can't just say what you want. You need to know how you're going to get there. You need to know what you are committing to. Otherwise, it's going to be New Year's 2025 and you're going to be like, I didn't do anything I said I wanted to do because I didn't have a plan. because I didn't really care about my goals. I just like wanted to say it because it made myself feel good in the moment. Bro, stop trying to feel good in the moment. That is killing us. Killing us. Short-term gratification, I swear. I don't think you actually want your goals unless you get really, really specific with what you want. And if you get really, really specific with how you're going to get there. You cannot just blindly go into your life and say, I think I want this, I think I want that, and like hopefully it happens. Nothing is going to happen if you hope it's going to happen. Okay, do you need to be crazy and obsessive about it? Maybe not. I do think that obsessive people are the successful ones, okay? I think you can have all the passion, all the desire, all the love in the world for something. But unless you are truly, truly dedicated to the process of how to get there, I don't think you're going to get there. I don't think you're going to make it in the field you want. I don't think you're going to get the body you want. I don't think you're going to have the life you want unless you are very, very serious about it. Okay? You need to be putting in effort every single day. Your dreams are not a Monday through Friday thought. They are not a weekend thought. It is every single day, no matter what it looks like. Maybe some days you're focused on it more than others, but every single day you are working towards your goals. Every single day. Otherwise, it's just a thought. It's just a wish. It's just a hope. And you're not going to get anywhere with your hopes. Okay? They're nice to have, but they need effort and they need self-discipline. And sometimes you need to look yourself in the mirror. You need a moment of self-awareness, self-reflection, and go, damn, I haven't been taking myself seriously. I have not been taking my life seriously. Oh my God, I've gone years with my New Year's resolution being, I want to lose weight. I was 200 pounds. I'm a 5'2" lady, by the way. I was 200 pounds going, I want to lose weight. I want to be skinny. I did not paint the picture of what that even looked like. Okay? It was a feeling. It was a thought. And I think that is such a great starting point because, you need a feeling and a thought to start to clarify your goals. But that's all I gave myself. And it was not until I got really specific with what I wanted my life to look like and who I wanted to be. And I organized how I was going to get there, like until I started going through all those steps and sticking with the plan that I had to make to get there. Because it's not just like you're blindly walking through life. Like you need a plan, you need a map, and you need to follow all the steps. You need to follow your guide, you need to follow the route. It wasn't until then that I lost 80 pounds. Like I'm speaking about weight and diet a lot because I'm a personal trainer and that is my field of expertise and that is my career. But that applies to anything. Okay, I'm just giving examples with what I know. This applies to everything in life. You want to be a music artist? You want to be a famous pop star? Make your music. Put yourself out there. Go to shows. Make connections. Like you need plans in place to get from A to B. Okay? You don't just wake up at B when you've been at A your whole life. Okay? You need to make choices that are different from the life that you're living now. And once you start to make those new choices for your new life and you start to identify with your new life, that is when you will be successful. And that is when you will reach your goal. There came a point for me where I was like, I don't like the life I'm living. I want a new life. I want the life of somebody who is healthy, of someone who is happy, because I was so depressed. I was so anxious. I was so sad because I was making the worst choices in the world all the time. I was eating poorly. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't moving my body. I wasn't getting sunshine. I was dating the worst people. And I was doing substances that I shouldn't have been doing. But then I said, you know what? In my new life, I'm someone who is lean. I'm someone who moves their body, not because I don't like myself, but because I love myself. I made choices out of love. I wanted to go to the gym and feel confident in my body. I wanted to go to a Pilates or a yoga class and be able to keep up with everyone and not have to take a million breaks. I wanted to have clear skin because my face was so freaking broken out from all the crap I was eating all the time. I wanted to date people who liked me for me. I wanted to own nice things and make money and travel places and read books and have a tan some months of the year. And so I started making choices that aligned with who I wanted to be and not with who I currently was. Because if I kept making choices with who I currently was, I would be maybe 300 pounds now, because I was going downhill real quick. But I started making different choices. I started eating like a lean person. I started reading every night before bed as if I had done that my entire life. I started going outside, getting sunshine, going on walks. I started going to new places, meeting new people. And you know what? I said to myself, I don't want a guy who's hanging out at the bar. So I didn't go to the bars to meet my boyfriend. I met him at the gym. Isn't that great? More on that later. Side note on that though, I love the advice where if you don't want a guy who hangs out at the bar or hangs out at the club, don't go there. Okay? If you want a guy who goes to the gym or maybe goes to the golf course or goes surfing, go there. Meet him there. You just go to the place where you want the person to be, and then you fall in love there. It's like the same wavelength of you don't want to marry for money, okay? But you do want to go to places where there is wealth, where there is money, and then you fall in love there. Ugh, isn't that beautiful? But yeah, you need to work on self-discipline because that is a muscle. It's not going to be easy at first, but the more you practice it, the stronger it will become. And self-discipline is just part of who you are. You need to work on your identity, get really clear about who you want to be, write it down, be annoyingly detailed. Like if somebody else were to read it, you would be embarrassed by how detailed it is. Like do that. That's a great little project for you. And you really just need new habits. You need to get really clear about the habits that this new identity, this new life has. Get very clear about who you want to be, where you want to be. Get very clear about the steps you need in order to get there. Then get very clear about the fact that you need to follow those steps, no matter how tedious it is, how boring it is. Sometimes that's how you get to the life you want. Boring choices. You need to be honest with yourself about how badly you actually want this goal. No more short-term gratification. You can have whatever you want. You can be whoever you want. You need to know how to get there, and then you need to actually do it. You need to commit to doing the work. Once you commit to doing the work, you will have the life you want, but you need to commit. And sometimes committing is boring, and sometimes committing is uncomfortable, but that is the only way. The only way out and onward is through. You cannot get around it. You cannot get past that part, okay? You can't buy a lot of these things. It is a matter of doing the work, getting through it, and making it a part of who you are and making it a part of your life and meeting people who align with that. You can do it. You are very capable of doing it. So just commit. Commit. You can do it.